Hello, guys, and welcome to my first ever Clone Wars related video. Today, we're going to do a top 3 Clone Wars arcs, and these are my top 3 picks for the Clone Wars arcs, and I'm gonna get into those 3, and I'm gonna explain why they are my top 3. So, without any further ado, from lowest to highest, we go with number 3. Alright, my third favorite Clone Wars arcs, and it's number 3. It's number 3 because, well, it's just it's not as interesting as the other ones, but it still deserves top 3 because, well, it's still a good arc. And I place number 3 as the Ahsoka arc, the whole arc where Ahsoka, I don't know what you would call it, but it's the arc where Ahsoka gets framed for a crime she never committed. While this arc is very emotionally grasping of the audience, I didn't find, other than it being very emotionally grasping, I didn't really find this arc as enjoyable as the other two. Just simply for the fact that the only thing it has going for it is the emotional grasp it has when Ahsoka leaves the Order and the effect that it has on Anakin. Other than that, it really wasn't that great an arc. Number 2, in second place, which is placed above this Ahsoka getting framed arc, the number 2 spot for me would have to be the Mortis arc. And what I found the most interesting about the Mortis arc is even though we as the audience kind of know what happens with Anakin, he joins dark side, yada yada yada, well, it gives us a reaction from Anakin when he sees his future, and I thought that was quite interesting, where you see how he reacts when the son, of course, the father erases the memory at the end of the arc, but there was a lot of character development in this arc, because you see how Anakin reacts when he sees all the damage that he is eventually going to end up doing when we watch Revenge of the Sith. You see how he reacts to his turn to the dark side, and it's pretty interesting. And not only that, but you also get to witness what it would be like if Ahsoka ever fell to the dark side. You see that Ahsoka has the potential to turn to the dark side as well, and it's very, very interesting. So there's that. So not only do we see Anakin's reaction to him seeing what he's capable of, but we also get to see what a evil version of Ahsoka is like, and that was pretty interesting to see. And now we get on to number 1. Number 1 is the final arc of the whole Clone Wars of Season 7, the Order 66 arc. I mean, anything Order 66 is amazing to see. I mean, it's cool to see more Order 66, and I think that's what us as Star Wars fans love to see more of, is just the tragedy of the whole thing and seeing um Order 66 unfold, when the clones they turn on the Jedi. And the cherry on top is when Ahsoka is meditating, right? And you hear those infamous words, execute Order 66, right? You hear that, and all of a sudden you hear, and this is the coolest part about that scene in the Clone Wars, is you get Anakin's dark deeds playing as the scene is unfolding. You get Anakin's dark deeds playing as it's unfolding, and it's just interesting the fact that you would never think that Ahsoka would unite with Darth Maul and use him as kind of a distraction to escape the clones and basically fake her death at the end. And oh my gosh, the emotion that you feel when you see Anakin at the end of the Clone Wars, and you see him as Darth Vader, and he picks up Ahsoka's lightsaber, and he believes Ahsoka to be dead, and oh my gosh, it is so emotional. So yeah, it's just so emotional, and that piece that we get from Anakin's dark deeds that we hear as the battle of Order 66 is commencing. It's just so amazing. If you haven't seen, or better yet, if you haven't finished the Clone Wars, I highly encourage you to do so after watching Revenge of the Sith, of course. It is worth finishing. The ending is so worth getting to. So if you haven't, I implore y'all to finish the Clone Wars series, because the ending is so good. So good. I might have spoiled some of it for y'all, but hey, that's why I say go ahead and finish it, because don't take my word for it. It is amazing. Anyway, guys, those are my top 3 arcs of the Clone Wars TV show. Let me know what your top 3 arcs of the Clone Wars TV show are, and a little explanation as to why, like I did. Like, tell me what your top 3 are and why, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, may the Force be with you always.